Now that we've talked about the mechanics of becoming a good contact hitter, I want to talk about making those hits in a game situation. But when you talk about hitting strategy, you have to begin with pre-game preparation. Before an important game, I try to get alone for some mental preparation. This should be a quiet time where you can concentrate on your game. I like to practice what's called the art of visualization. I relax my body and I mentally visualize a relaxed, smooth, and an effective swing in a game situation. This is also a good time to check your motives going into the game. Remember, it's only a game. You want to win, but concentrate on doing your best and giving your best. Having a pre-game quiet time allows you to go into the game confident because you're mentally set and thinking of your best swing going into the game. Use your time in the on-deck circle wisely, and above all, remain loose while waiting for your turn at bat. This is the Swing Master. A couple years ago, donuts were outlawed in softball. The Swing Master warm-up bat is a great training aid in the on-deck circle to help you warm up properly. Let me demonstrate. Take the bat in this fashion and just kind of loosen up. Then you might want to warm up the wrists a little bit and take a couple of slow cuts. And let me emphasize slow cuts. If you swing a warm-up bat too fast, muscle memory takes over, and you're going to be ahead of the ball when you're swinging at the plate. So remember, slow cuts in the on-deck circle. Proper use of the Swing Master will enable you to hit the ball harder and farther. Your concentration must remain focused on the game while on deck. Tune into the softball and tune out distractions. Then use the art of visualization once again and repeatedly visualize yourself hitting against the pitcher. That way, when you step into the box, the hitting system will go into motion automatically. Waiting on deck is also a time for examining the defense. Look for the weaknesses, and as you're watching, practice holding your head still by moving only with your eyes, something like this. If you're moving your head all around like this, you will lose concentration, and you'll take that bad habit into the box with you. Make your time in the on-deck circle count. Get focused and mentally prepared. When you finally step into the box, it's important to remain relaxed and tension-free. For our next segment, we're going to be talking about relaxation at the plate. Mike, most games you're playing in front of 40,000 people or more. How do you relax at the plate?
Well, Bob, I think that both in baseball and softball, I think that the situation dictates relaxation. If you're concentrating on the situation of the game, the runners you have on base, how the pitcher's going to try to pitch you, where the infielders are defending you, I think that you have such concentration that you can block off all the elements. Get into the box, know what you want to do in that situation, and hopefully the concentration will override all the elements.
Every major league player has his own rhythm and movement. How do you create your rhythm and movement?
What I like to do is when I'm in the batter's box getting ready to hit the pitch, I like soft movement, both in my hands and my feet. Total movement at all times. As the pitcher begins preparation to deliver the ball, I then will move into the hitting position and stay locked in with the left shoulder down at all times. The ball is in the air, and I will try to keep this left side down. That'll bring the bat into the hitting position, and hopefully a line drive occurs.
Proper approach, driving the left shoulder 3 or 4 inches down toward the ball.
Exactly. Whatever your left shoulder does, your head is going to do. If your left shoulder pulls out, your head comes with it, and you're going to hit a lot of ground balls and miss the ball. You drive the shoulder down and through the pitch, your head follows, your eyes stay on the ball, and like I said, I hope we hit that line drive into center field somewhere.
Mike, what are some of the more unusual distractions at the plate?
Well, even though you're trying to stay relaxed in the batter's box, you have to take into consideration the catcher behind the plate. And if they're having a good ball game, take for example Gary Carter of the New York Mets. He likes to ask you how your family's doing and how your golf game's going, and you have to try to block that out. Also, behind second base there, we have a lot of large umpires in the National League. And if they start moving around back there, it's about 300 pounds distracting you as the pitcher's winding up. But for the most part, you can keep your concentration and block those things out.
You played softball with us for a couple years before you went with the Dodgers. Is there anything that you learned from slow pitch softball that's helped you in the major leagues?
Well, I think in softball, you learn to use your whole body. In baseball, it's below the belt. I think the hips and the legs are so important in baseball, whereas in softball, I use the upper body as well as the lower body to drive the ball to the opposite field. When the pitch was inside, I could use the whole body and not just the lower half to drive the softball.
Thanks, Mike. When you step into the box, it's time for all that preparation to pay off. But in the midst of the excitement of the game, it's important not to lose your concentration or your relaxation. Remember, tension burns energy. No matter what the game situation is, the goal is always a tension-free swing. And rhythm and movement in the box can keep you relaxed. Every hitter creates his own rhythm and movement. For example, notice when I'm in the box. My front foot and my hands are my way of relaxing. Scotty likes to use bat movement for his way to relax at the plate. Remember what Mike said. His way of relaxing at the plate is by constant movement. This helps you relax and get ready to swing. Remember too, rhythm maintains balance. It's sort of a quiet time before you pull the trigger. And the trigger means to explode into the ball. A positive move toward the pitcher with that front shoulder in line. And remember, we don't want tension in that front shoulder. Proper breathing helps reduce tension. And at point of contact, you want to be exhaling. Don't get set in the box until the pitcher is by the mound. We need to focus in on his head or hat, not the ball or his antics. We don't want to lose concentration with a lot of extra eye and head movement. So don't pick up the ball until the pitcher releases it. Then keep your head still and track the ball with your eyes only. In slow pitch softball, there is plenty of time to follow the ball with your eyes. But again, as you track the ball, use your eyes only. Don't move your head as you follow the ball into the hitting zone. In game situations, you're often required to hit to a specific part of the field in order to advance a runner. So it's important to understand the points of contact. And a great way to practice them is using a hitting tee. The point of contact for hitting the left field is off the left front shoulder, anywhere in this particular area. And it's important to note that we want to make contact first before we roll over the wrist, because this way you're going to maximize your leverage. If you turn over too soon, you're going to hit a ball into the dirt. The point of contact for hitting the center field is off the belly button, anywhere in this particular area. We can maximize going up the middle and have that leverage by hitting at this point of contact. If you also get a ball that's a little inside of the plate, you can adjust your feet a little bit in the box and still be able to get into position and hit the ball up the middle. But again, remember, at point of contact, we want to hit the ball and then turn over. The point of contact for hitting the ball to the opposite field is to hit off the back shoulder, hit off the back foot, and don't roll over the top hand. Hitting off the back foot is being in this position and not shifting the weight forward. We want the weight on the back foot. And we want to hit off the back shoulder, and we don't want to roll over the top hand.